Hello, this is Darlene Griffiths with Harrington High School Summary and Numbers for AEP 858. So part of our progress is having goals, and we have a goals checklist here, and I've listed our target and where we're at as far as what we're doing with each of these goals. So our social emotional curriculum, we started that this fall with self-regulation. We're using the career and or college and career competencies framework, and we're going to continue using that through 2018 and moving forward. So that is an ongoing process right now. Our second goal is individual plans of study. We want that for every student, and currently we do have that in place for every student using career cruising. Next week for our parent-teacher conferences, our students are going to present their career cruising portfolios to their parents for the first time, and we'll see how that goes. Graduation is always a goal at the high school. We want 100% of our students to graduate. Last year in 2017, we had 93%. Civic engagement, a very important part of being a small community, is getting those kids involved. We require 40 hours of community service by their senior year for graduation requirements. That is 10 hours per year, for every year that you are enrolled at Harrington High School. So if you moved in as a junior, you would be required to have 20 hours by the time you graduate. Then post-secondary success. We want to see our students go on from Harrington High School and be successful. According to Kansas, 71% of the jobs will require some kind of post-secondary education. And in 2014, we were sitting at about 64%. So this would be following along with standard CKS 1A. We want to use collaboration strategies to collect, analyze, and interpret school, student, faculty, and community information. So we need to gather this information, see where we're at, see where we want to go, and how do we get there. We need to have that collaboration time to figure out a plan. So some highlights. For our social emotional curriculum, we have 100% of our teachers that have taught the 8 lessons associated with self-regulation and are implementing those in their classrooms. We are going through MTSS training for reading and mathematics because we will implement that next fall. For behavior, we have fully implemented that. We are giving out Railer Bucks. Any adult in the building can give out Railer Bucks to students who are doing things well or doing things right. And then we just finished up our course schedule for next year, which will include built-in time for MTSS. So one of our goals is post-secondary success. And after I went to the National Clearinghouse and found this information, I am going to share it with my fellow teachers because we haven't collaborated about how we're doing or where we're going since the last accreditation cycle, which was 2012. So I'm going to share this, and that would follow with ISTE Goal 4B, or standard. Collaborate to establish metrics, collect and analyze data, interpret results, and share findings to improve staff performance and student learning. So I want my staff to see where we're at and see how we can improve. So let's talk about our post-secondary success here. I have data from 2010 to 2015. And within those years, 60% or more enrolled in some type of post-secondary education. However, within 5 years, the highest percentage that had graduated was the class of 2011, with 30.6% that had graduated 4 years later. For some reason in the National Clearinghouse, the class of 2012 had absolutely no data. I'm not sure what had happened there, but there was no data. The class of 2013 and moving forward, probably there's still many of them still enrolled, but they have not graduated yet. So our post-secondary success can be accounted for by our teacher quality. We have 100% of our teachers fully licensed, and for the core content, we have 97% of our teachers teaching that core content. Some demographic information. I've found that in Harrington, We often have a lot of students on free and reduced lunch, so I looked up our building results compared to the state on the KSDE dashboard. According to the state, we have 49.65% disadvantaged, and the state is at about 48%, so we're pretty close to what the state has overall. It just seems like we have a lot more of students that require extra help. They come to class with no pencil, no paper, no supplies whatsoever. Then I looked up our students with disabilities. It says we have 20.57% of our student body with disabilities, and the state is at about 14%. We try to incorporate our students with disabilities in our regular education classrooms as much as possible. We prefer not to pull them out for any reason. So that is our summary for Harrington High School. I hope that you enjoyed it and will ask lots of questions. I plan to share this with my fellow teachers. Thanks.